What's up, guys? Welcome into the WILLY podcast. This is John Arrivo, Jacob Bunyard. Little tired tonight, had a very long day, but we still wanted to give you really good information about our new products that are coming out, which are NA social beverages, specifically cold pressed seltzers that we're making now. Delicious, using our own cold pressed juice that we're now trying to make into concentrates. We're kind of doing a lot of testing, but we do have products that are in the fridge that are ready to go and are delicious. First and foremost, we're looking into a couple products like an NA mushroom cold pressed seltzer, CBD cold pressed seltzer, as well as a kava cold pressed seltzer. Those are the products that we want to talk about today, and some of those products we think are ready for the NA social beverage market, maybe at home, at the bar, at the restaurant. What do you think?
I couldn't agree with you more. Just to start our CBD cold pressed seltzer, we're using a really high-end organic CBD product, and we're adding that to our already high-end cold pressed juices. So, when you take a drink of this, it's like nothing you've ever had before.
Right.
The lemon lime juice in the sparkling water is balancing your pH and invigorating you, and then the CBD is going in and working on just relaxing everything in your body. The kava that we're using is coming directly from Arizona, actually, and it's a micronized kava product, so it works very quickly. The reaction that you get inside your body is very mellow, very smooth. It's not something that's going to make you tired or sleepy. It's just going to kind of relax. Often at the end of the day, you're thinking, oh, I want a beer, I want a beverage of some sort, I want a wine. This is a great way to kind of step away from that and actually treat yourself kindly with a product that's still going to give you a similar result without the hangover, without the adverse effects on your kidneys and your liver, without making you feel like crap the next day.
Yeah.
And then the mushroom product that you're using, correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe that this is actually coming directly here from Florida. It's locally made, and it's a beautiful blend of lion's mane, reishi, and cordyceps. And it's delicious. It makes you feel good. The moment you take a drink of it, your body goes, oh, this is really nice. So we're in the process of just rolling out these amazing beverages that I think are going to go really, really well in the restaurant scene, as well as in the cafe scene and the store scene. Just for anybody who's looking for
daily drinker.
Yeah, anybody who's looking for an alternative beverage that allows them to get away from the alcohol, but still allows them to feel really good about themselves.
Yeah, I think when you're sitting at home after a long day, and we're so used to being like, man, after a long day, let's have a glass of wine. Let's have a beer. Let's have like a short whiskey on ice or something like that.
Yeah.
That's what we've always been trained to think.
Yep.
Okay. For the longest time. And I'm going to tell you, these are new products, even with us.
Yes.
Okay. So they're like new, even in the hands of Jacob and I. And I'm sitting there drinking it at a dinner, the CBD beverage. And I was just like, this is so good. This is so delicious. It's in a beer bottle. We were still pouring it out into cups. But I was just like, I'm really enjoying this beverage.
Yeah.
Specifically, like, I'm enjoying the beverage. I'm enjoying drinking it.
Yep.
I'm enjoying the bubbliness of it. How fresh of a beverage that it is. Almost everything that we've talked about, whether it's wine, beer, or liquor, is just sitting on the shelf for the longest time.
It is.
None of it's good for you. Maybe like a really high-end wine, it might be good for you. I'm not sure. I don't know if there's any like true benefit. There is, like with the heart and things like that, right?
Yeah.
Red wine.
Yeah.
But this product, these seltzers, these cold pressed seltzers that we're making now, it's like elevating our raw juice lineup.
Yes.
It's just taking the raw juice category at WILLY Cafe and it's elevating it to the next step. You know, we got cold pressed watermelon juice, we got cold pressed green juice, celery juice. We're doing turmeric ginger, we're doing ginger. We're doing, charcoal lemonade, cold pressed lemonade. Yeah. So it's just taking all those things that we're already doing and elevating it to the next level and innovating like we're trying to do and go further into the beverage market. So I would tell you that, guys, that this can absolutely replace any alcoholic beverage that you're currently drinking in the evening socially.
Absolutely. And it just helps you feel good. It makes you feel good about yourself. And honestly, when you make good decisions, your brain goes, good job. You made a good decision. And when you grab a beer, or when you grab the glass of wine, or when you go for the whiskey, something in the back of your head's going, this is going to make me feel better, but should I really be doing this?
Tomorrow I might not like this decision. That's what you might be thinking to yourself.
Exactly.
Even if you do 2 or 3 too.
Yeah. So this just allows you to put something else in your fridge, put something else in your hand. And, when you're holding it and you're sipping it, everything inside of you is saying, this is the right choice.
This tastes delicious. It's good for me. It's making me relaxed.
Yes.
The mushroom's not going to really do too much. It's just really going to just completely benefit your health.
Right.
But it's also a delicious beverage that is bubbly.
Yeah.
And if you're not a CBD type of person, if you're not a kava type of person, you absolutely can be a mushroom type of person. I promise you that. In this category, in a beverage category. Because I know that there's going to be people out there that aren't into CBD. They're not too much into kava. Maybe they never even tried kava. Sorry about that, guys. A little technical difficulties with my microphone. But what I was saying about these NA social beverages is that I think that you should give them a shot. I think that everybody should give these a shot. Just try it on a Friday night. Come grab a couple at WILLY Cafe. You can always, message us and order some if you want. Make sure that we got them for you. Just try it. Change up your Sunday night. Don't drink wine or beer on your Sunday night.
And honestly, if you're coming into WILLY Cafe and you're going, I don't really know anything about this. I don't know which one to get.
Yeah.
John's going to be there. I'm going to be there. Someone will be there that you can talk to about this, and we can answer your questions. We can put you at ease. And just on the idea that the mushroom isn't going to do anything for you, maybe it's not going to change your attitude psychoactively, but when you drink it, you can still feel the changes that it's doing inside of your body because it's actually benefiting you. And it's still making you feel good, even if it's not changing how you're going to act socially or how you're going to think.
Yeah. And I'm starting to just kind of see it more in our refrigerator at the store as its own shelf. These NA products or just non-alcoholic products.
Right.
Which could mean a lot of different things.
Yes.
Right. But really, I think that all that we're trying to do is go into the marketplace with some products and start our testing. And I can tell you that our testing is going very, very well.
Yes.
And they're becoming my most favorite products in the entire store.
And that's the feedback we're getting from our customers as well.
Yeah.
People who come in and try these they're coming back and they're getting more. Yeah. And we're watching them just fly off the shelves. They're not going for the pre-canned stuff that you would normally see in the store. The other NA beverages that are made in a lab that don't really have any fresh ingredients. You don't know what's in them. When you look at the back of the ingredient list, you're going, okay, there's no alcohol in it. Well, that's good.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, they're still not very good for you. So when you see that next to something that is so fresh, cold pressed, all handmade, hand-gloved ingredients, it's a no-brainer. You just go for the WILLY OG brand.
Yeah. Yeah, and there's something about putting fresh, cold-pressed juice into seltzer and chilling it. I don't really know very many other places that are doing it, to be quite honest with you.
I can't think of a single one.
There's a lot of places that do cold pressed juice.
Yes.
Okay. And I do feel that we have some of the best because, you know, we've elevated it and tried to make sure that every single part of that process is at like the highest quality. We use the biggest press that you can get. We got 60-degree kitchen, and then we use organic products. There's not much more that we can do.
Right.
And so what's cool is that we've just been experimenting a lot. We've got now the probiotic beverage that I think is going to be a game changer. Not only taste-wise, when you compare it to other products that are similar to it, maybe something similar that might be a kombucha. It might be like a apple cider vinegar, like a poppy drink. Kind of similar to some of those types of beverages.
Right.
Like a seltzer, that's like a probiotic seltzers out there.
Right.
But we're not adding seltzer to the probiotic.
Not at all.
But we've experimented with that, and I feel like we're getting into a really good place with that. Now putting it on tap in the stores.
Yes.
Pretty badass.
100%.
And then so the next phase was, I think naturally we were like, okay, we want to start experimenting with some NA social beverages, specifically that category,
Yes.
and give at least locally and start testing locally, obviously, with our customers specifically. Just some like bubbly seltzery type of products, and then we just started putting cold pressed juice into it.
Yeah.
It's that simple. And we don't put barely anything in it. So we do a little bit of agave organic, and then the cold pressed lemon, cold pressed lime. We're experimenting now with the orange grapefruit seltzer. We'll probably have another one after that, but just this lemon lime seltzer by itself, we don't even have to put mushroom in it, or CBD, or kava.
Now, that alone, it's so good.
It's like a super high quality
Yes.
beverage.
Yep.
So it deserves, like, I don't know if you necessarily would drink this every single day, maybe.
Maybe not the infused, but just the lemon lime seltzer by itself. I mean, the health benefits alone of drinking
true.
lemon juice on a daily basis, and then you add the social aspect of it.
Yeah.
Like, it's a win-win.
Well, I think that's what makes it special,
Yeah.
is it's shareable.
Absolutely.
And so you might want to surprise a friend and just be like, hey, yo, let's go to the beach. Let's go to the beach for sunset. You bring some things, I'll bring some things.
Yes.
Come grab some of these seltzers at WILLY Cafe and surprise your friend and be like, yo, listen, maybe we just don't drink tonight.
Right.
We just have these and see how we feel.
Yes.
We'll start here.
Just do a little social experiment.
Yeah. Or be like, plan that social evening.
Yeah.
And do the whole thing, and then wake up the next day and see how you feel. And you still socialized,
Yes.
right?
Yep. You still got together and you had fun.
Yeah.
But, you don't feel terrible the next day.
Like at my son's birthday party at the beach, it's probably one of the first times we were drinking one of our NA social beverages. And I didn't need to drink beer. I didn't need to drink wine. I was just drinking that. And I had a great time at the beach. Felt so relaxed. Didn't feel the lethargic effect from a beer.
Right.
Didn't feel the downer
Correct.
effect from any type of alcohol, because it's just a downer.
It is.
And so I just felt great. I socialized for a little bit. I was able to sleep really well that night. I woke up the next day fully rested, ready for the next day.
Yeah.
It was just like, what have I been doing this whole time? It was almost like an eye-opening experience.
It was. I was there for that. And I think that one of the things that really hit home for me was when you poured that for people who were drinking a beer and they took a sip and I watched their eyes light up.
Yeah.
And it clicked for them and they went, oh, I don't need to be drinking this beer.
Yeah.
I can be drinking something healthy and delicious and still be having fun at the same time.
Yeah.
So for me, like that's really where it hit home. It was just like, look at how happy this makes people.
It's such a change in our mindset. because I don't know about you, but I can tell you this. For the last 20 years, I'm 40 years old. For the last 20 years, it's been all about booze.
Yeah.
So I'm like, okay, I feel like I put in a good run for 20 years. I'm 40.
Yeah.
It's this really nice moment to just 2024. It's now 2024. It's this cool moment to be like, and I've already made the switch because I barely drink anymore anyways.
Yeah.
I don't really, I made the switch naturally just because of work habits, got busy with the family and the whole thing. And now I just want to always wake up the next day and feel good. But there are going to be some occasions where the night before I'm going to want to socialize a little bit. So it's like,
Right.
These beverages are becoming more important.
Yeah. And I'm 31. So for the last 10 years, you know what? The man got my money.
Young gun.
I gave it to him. And I feel so fortunate that at this age, I am coming to the same realization that you are 10 years later. And
Yeah.
I get to share this now with this younger generation.
Totally.
And we get to bridge this gap of these, this other generation of people who grew up on the whiskey, on the wine, drinking the beer, and then the younger generation who's now doing the same thing because that's what the older generation's doing. And they get to see people like you and I, John, who are saying, no, we don't need to do this anymore.
Well,
We
because
can still, sorry, go ahead.
there's options now.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, we can still go out and socialize. We can still go out and have fun, but we don't have to be hurting ourselves. And that's really the bottom line is I don't want to hurt myself anymore. All I want to do is build myself up. I want to go into my 40s. I want to go into my 50s with more energy, with more vitality, feeling better, and honestly, more memories of all of the fun times.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I don't know. I'm really excited about this. And honestly, I think that when we're done with this, I'm probably going to go find myself an NA beverage and go home and relax with my wife and my daughter.
Yeah.
And really just enjoy myself.
True.
Yeah.
And it, I think especially too as entrepreneur, okay? All of us entrepreneurs have to put in the long days.
Yep.
And a lot of people are turning over anyways and just becoming entrepreneurs because we all just want to work for ourselves at this point. So many people are taking this path, and this path is not easy. It's extremely difficult. And I would say as an entrepreneur, if you're trying to put in 70-hour weeks, 80-hour weeks, unfortunately, that's what it takes. I don't really know any other way to make this happen. I guess that there's some people that can do the journey and take the path of like maybe a 50-hour work week as an entrepreneur, but there's just you now see with what we're doing at WILLY Cafe, there is so much work that doesn't end up getting done every single day. So a 70 or 80-hour work week is easy. It's easy because there's so much work that needs to get done, and it's all valid work. It's really cool, just like this project.
Absolutely.
So for you entrepreneurs that are out there, I would start down this path too. Even if you're a young entrepreneur,
Yep.
just cut it all out. Cut out the booze, man, and just go to these NA social beverages. We're going to be cranking them out. We're at the beginning of our journey here. We're at the beginning of the journey of getting into the social beverage market, specifically NA. Maybe we will make some ciders in the future.
There's always the opportunity for that.
Right? Maybe with some nice organic, refreshing ciders, like maybe low alcohol content.
Right. Yeah.
Maybe some organic fruit wines. You never know. I think like the lower content volume
Right.
of alcohol type of marketplace would be kind of cool to check out.
Yep.
But still like nice and delicious. But I think that this is a really cool new place to be. It's becoming the thing. Go out to dinner, go out to a bar, have some really nice food, have some nice social beverages that are light and refreshing, go home, rest, wake up the next day feeling good.
Absolutely.
Not the way I used to do it. You're toast for the next day.
Yeah. And I think you hit the nail on the head when you said 70-hour work weeks are easy. They are a lot easier when you're enjoying something like an NA beverage versus going home and trying to, forget the day because it was so crazy. Instead, you get to go home and you enjoy something like these super fresh beverages, and you actually sit down and you get to reflect on your day, and you get to see where the day was good and where you had those little wins, versus sitting down at home and going, I just want to forget it. It's not. It's a great journey.
Yeah.
It's a lot of work, but at the end of the day, it's worth it. It's worth it for us, and it's worth it for our families.
We all have those days. So we totally can connect with those people that want to go home and have a beer and have a glass of wine.
Yeah.
And have a glass of whiskey. I understand.
100%.
All that you and I are saying is that we're giving you a different option.
Yes.
And so we're going to do our work to make sure that we continue down the path to provide everybody with this type of stuff, because it's working for us. And so all that we do is just make stuff that we like.
Exactly.
This is basically it.
Yeah.
So that's it, guys. You got anything else on this topic?
I don't think so. Just if you're looking for a very unique NA beverage, or you're looking to try out the NA world, I think that WILLY Cafe is a great place to start. Just come in, have a conversation with us, and let us help steer you in the right direction.
For sure. And if you're watching this somewhere that is not in South Florida where our stores are located, and you'd be interested in this type of stuff, these fresh products, message us in some format, and we'll overnight you some things, man.
Absolutely.
We don't give a shit. We'll do it.
Simple as that.
Very simple. WILLY Cafe, the WILLY's OG brand, will be moving into the NA beverage market. Multiple SKUs coming. Delicious. Some of our most favorite stuff that we're drinking right now, Jacob and I. And it's kind of moving us completely away from drinking anymore. Naturally, because they're so good. It's like, I'm sitting there and I'm like, I just love this so much.
Yeah.
It is so ridiculously good because it's just made with fresh stuff.
Yep.
It's that simple. And we'll just continue making fresh stuff for you guys, and we will experiment, and you guys can come in, try things that we've talked about, ask us for things. We can make custom stuff. We're just here to experiment and figure out what it is that the market's looking for. So John Revo, Jacob Bunyard, checking out some really nice NA social beverages. This is WILLY X Podcast. We'll see you guys in the next one. Thanks a lot. That's it.
Beautiful.